this long weekend. With us to talk about that is Art Cashin, Director of Flow Operations at UBS. So, Art, we have some follow-through to the upside today. It seemed like the market got a bid after that better-than-expected ISM number today. Meantime, lots of talk of central banks trying to get easier in some fashion or another. Is it kind of a heads I win, tails you lose sort of response by traders here?
Well, I think the Brexit threat is not at center stage. People have finally figured out that nothing happens until the British pull the trigger and start the process working. Now, what I think viewers and investors probably want to do is keep an eye on it, because while Brexit is not center stage, we're beginning to see the run for Prime Minister. And each of the candidates may wind up saying something about how they plan to implement Brexit, which then could bring up the consequence without actually pulling the trigger. So we'll watch that. The other thing we're going to watch next week very closely is oil. There are very strong rumors that the Chinese Strategic Petroleum Reserve is just about topped out. So if they stop buying, and that's in the hundreds of thousands of barrels, if they stop buying them, we'll see added pressure on oil. So that's something traders are going to look to.
What about the bond market? The 30-year here in the U.S. hitting a record low yield earlier today. We had a strategist on earlier who said we're going to be the only place on the planet with positive yields, and that's going to cause a pile-on.
Well, it's attracting money. It's a very powerful magnet, and it's going to keep doing that. So, with all apologies to Janet Yellen, it's getting to the point where it doesn't matter what the Fed thinks. Rates are going to stay low.
To that point, did you hear anything from Stanley Fischer today that changes the view?
Not at all. I think the only thing I heard from him was a mild frustration that they couldn't get things going. The market is more powerful than the Fed. That's the problem.
Yeah. Now,